A solo TTRPG about isolation, survival, and perseverance, even when faced with the inevitability of your own demise. That's right, friends. Today we're checking out Lost in the Deep, a solo TTRPG on the Wretched and Alone system. That's right. Let's break it down, y'all. Well, hello everybody, my name is Turk. Welcome back to the Grouch Couch. Around here, we all different kinds of weird TTRPG things, but that's right, today we're checking out Lost in the Deep. This looks really fun. You actually play as a dwarf after your band of dwarven friends got lost in the Undermountains. It's kind of cool, and it was on the Wretched and Alone system. It's made on the Wretched and Alone system. I've done a couple games on this system on the channel already. You guys know how much I love the Wretched and Alone system. It actually uses a Jenga tower while you play, which is kind of fun. But I do want to give a big old shout out right here at the top to our friends over at Exalted Funeral for sending this bad boy over to me. Thank you so much, Exalted Funeral. If you guys do want to get this for yourselves to check it out, there will be a link to the page of Exalted Funeral down there in the dang old description for you to clickety-clack on. And YouTube jibber jabber, my friends, you know, do the things if you would like to support the show. But I also, of course, do want to add on there that if you want to support the show in any kind of extra way, make sure to check out the link down in the description to be able to do all those things. That's right. So what are we going to do today? Well, today we're going to see if we can do us a light little playthrough of this bad boy, and I'm going to teach you how to play it, right? It should be pretty simple. We're going to do a little bit of improv. We're going to do a little bit of, you know, character voices as we always do, and it should be a lot of fun. So without any further ado, I say we hop over to the top-down camera. So here we are, and of course I've brought our solo journal along for the ride because this is my one-shot journal of 2026. I'm actually doing my best to all the one-shots and cool little zines that we check out here on the channel. I'm trying to fill out pages in each one of them for each one of those awesome one-shots. And we're going to do a full review of this bad boy at the end of the year, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I also have this Exalted Funeral sticker right here on my journal. You know I had to do it. Thank you so much, Exalted Funeral. If you guys want this sticker, remember, check out their shop. So here we are, Lost in the Deep. Before we get our Jenga tower, let's just rip this thing open and see what the heck we have going on. First of all, I want to say these pages are like saturated with ink, like in a good way. Like it was done and printed really, really well. And a lot of times you don't see this, I don't know, level of quality from zines, especially, you know, little one-shot zines. So this is just awesome. And this art is very, very cool. Just full black pages. It kind of paints a picture of isolation in this Undermountain that we're going to be going into. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun. Now, here at the front, we actually have some quotes from Lord of the Rings, which I think is really fun. And this one's from well, I guess they're both from Gandalf, actually. We must face the long dark of Moria. Be on your guard. There are older and fouler things than orcs in deep places of the world. Gandalf, Lord of the Rings. I don't have a good Gandalf impression. All right, it's not very. Anyway, Lost in the Deep from Diogo no Giria. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. Hopefully, I did that justice. Now, of course, we have a whole list of artworks here. And it actually, we had a little, you know, bit of editors and stuff on here as well. And this work actually was based on the Wretched Alone system, which you could find at Loot the Room, which is a project of Chris Bassett. I love that when people also, you know, always cite that. I think that that's fantastic. He did a really good job with the Wretched and Alone system, and a lot of fun stuff has come out of it. But of course, also we have our Exalted Funeral down there to end this really cool artwork. I've said it a couple times in a few videos, but I'm just such a fan of Sharpie, like black and white artwork. It's just so fantastic. So, who are we in this world? We are the last survivor of a band of dwarven warriors who have come to the lost halls of the kingdom under the Mother Mountain to retake it and rebuild it in the name of our ancestors. After months of wandering the almost endless halls of the dwarven ruins, your band unwittingly set free an ancient evil that lay asleep for generations, and one by one, it killed your companions in the most terrifying ways possible. Now, you are lost in the depths of the earth, registering your history in the diary of your people. You search for an exit from the mines, but all you can find are endless halls and the damned creatures serving that evil in the shadows that awakened and destroyed your people. Every day, you count your last remaining torches and meals, wandering through the infinite halls and mines, and write your memories in your diary. Every day, you feel the evil entity and its minions coming closer and closer. The drums of its chaos army beat faster and faster. You don't have much time. Can you reach the surface before the ancient evil finds you? Was a rescue party sent to find you? Will your food and water last as long as you need to reach the doors to freedom? Or will you die of starvation in the depths of the mountain? All you know is that you're lost in the deep. Very good. Definitely cool introduction. And I really like whenever games like this don't, like, paragraphs like that don't stay there welcome too long. You know, sometimes you'll get books like this that will just lore dump on you, like 3 pages of who you are and what's going on. This is perfect, right? This is just enough to get you theming, get you thinking, get some questions going and talking about how you're going to survive. It's wonderful. All right, now let's talk about what. So Lost in the Deep is a game about isolation, survival, and perseverance, even when faced with the inevitability of your own demise, which is literally the paragraph I read during the intro. Very good. You play as the last survivor of an expedition of dwarves who set out to restore the kingdom under the Mother Mountain, the legendary dwarven city from which all dwarves have come and was lost a millennia ago. However, after months exploring it and restoring part of its structures, your band unwillingly set loose an ancient evil that has been asleep in the depths of the mountain. I feel like we just read this. Didn't we just read this? Interesting. Had been asleep in the depths of the mountain. With it, the entity brought forth the legions of chaos, and one by one you lost your companions, brothers and sisters, in horrible incidents that haunt your dreams. Gotcha. With your heart filled with fear and desperation, you seek a way out of these cursed halls. Your band never found a map, and the one you were making was lost in a battle against the minions of the evil in the shadow. You don't know if you can find the stairs to the surface, but you will keep going, fighting for survival, and to one day tell the story of your people. Lost in the Deep was inspired by the Wretched and Sealed library games using the Wrestling Alone SRD engine. It's also inspired by Lord of the Rings, especially the history of the Dwarven expedition to Moria. Even reading this kind of makes me want to go and watch Lord of the Rings. I feel like it's been a year or two since I've watched all, so it might be time, my friend. It might be time. You know, every once in a while you gotta go back and watch all the Lord of the Rings movies, because if you don't, Sauron wins, you know what I mean? All right, is that a good joke? So, how now? I like the way this is organized. Who, what, how, begin. I love that. Lost in the Deep is a solo narrative game played with a deck of cards, minus the jokers. So, we're going to be using, finally, I just actually played with these in Caught in the Rain, which we do have here in the journal. Just played with these with Caught in the Rain, because these solo RPG cards were designed for Caught in the Rain. But now I'm actually going to use them in more videos because we finally played them for the system they were meant for. But these are solo RPG playing cards. So not only are they just playing cards themselves, because a lot of systems require playing cards, but they also have a lot of oracle words on them and dice rolls themselves. So if we weren't rolling dice, we didn't have dice to roll with, we could just use the cards, stuff like that. But we're going to be using these. So if we pull a card and we're reading from the prompt in the book, and something on this card also sticks out to us, we're going to add that into our scene or whatever else we're doing. Yeah, pretty fun stuff. So we've got our card. Now we also need a D6, like one single D6, a block tower, 10 coins, paper, and pencil. So every time I play these, I never have 10 coins, but what I do have is a D10, and that's usually what I use. And sometimes we end up using 2D10 because sometimes we go above or below, but this is what I always use. We're going to use these. And we need our D6s. So D10s, D6s, very good. And we're going to need our block tower. Now, the first time I did a Wretched and Alone system, I actually went out and bought the official Jenga. There's a lot of different knockoffs, tumbling tower, stuff like that out there. I don't know. I was like, I'm going to be playing a lot of these systems, so I'm just going to get the good one. And I did. But yeah. And there are, just so you guys know, alternatives to actually using Jenga in these systems. There are alternatives online that you can find in a couple different kinds of places. A quick Google will get you there. If you don't have a Jenga block at home, super easy stuff. But if you can get one, I always suggest you do, because it makes this game so much more fun. So I'm going to set this up for us real quick. There we are. And I could never find a good place to like put this thing. Every time I do a Wretched and Alone system, the best place I found is right here-ish. See if I can fix my, because I want it to be on camera, you know, just in case it falls. I also have these cards I actually got from Exalted Funeral. These are really cool. They're cards from each one of their games. So we have Land of Eam, which hopefully I'm going to be covering soon on the friggin' channel. I'm doing so much Land of Eam stuff. And we have Mouse Ritter and all their other games and stuff right here. It's kind of cool. They have little explanations. You can get these cards for your journal. That's what I plan to use them for on their website. All right, maybe that'll do fine. Just right there. There's a block tower in the camera now. It's fine. All right, well, moving on then. As you play as the surviving dwarf, wanders through the endless corridors looking for stairs to take you to the surface, and records your journey in your diary. You may face obstacles, hear the hordes of chaos approaching, make tough choices regarding your few resources, and think about your fallen companions in this terrible place. Every day, your escape seems less likely. The drums of chaos beat stronger, faster, closer. The shadows around you seem thicker. Your only hope is to find the many sets of stairs that will lead you to the surface, outside of this nightmare. Or maybe, find the rescue party that you hope the dwarves from the Iron Mountains would have sent after you so many weeks without any new messages. Both alternatives seem unlikely though, but you keep going. You're a child of the Mother Mountain after all. And we begin. Before play starts, set up your block tower. Now we roll a d6 and we pull that many blocks from the tower. The tower represents the current state of the mines and its degradation due to the forces of chaos. If it comes tumbling down, the game is over and your character dies falling into a pit, under a falling rock, or cut in half by an ancient trap. Use the cards you drew as inspiration for determining how it all ends. It's funny how they, like, right at the front, remember to think about how it's going to end. Because these Wretched and Alone games, usually you never survive. If you do, it's difficult to get there. So anyways, let's roll our D6 in the box. That's a 5. Great. We're going to pull 5 from the tower now. You get anything on the bottom? No. There's one right here in the middle. That one's pretty good. We got to pull that one, so that's an easy one. On the top. Oh, there's one right here in the front that's pretty easy too. I'm going to go ahead and pull that one right there. That's 2 on the top. Oh, there's a really easy one on this other side. You guys can't see it, but that's easy right there. 3 on the top. There we go. There's one right here. It's pretty easy. That's 4. On the top. Give me a 5th one. Come on. There we go. There's one right there. Really easy. That's 5 on the top. Cool. Shuffle the deck of cards without the jokers. Place it face down near you. For a game of improved chances of success, place the Ace of Hearts at the top. A lot of times the improved chances or shorter game things usually have some kind of like plot line that they start immediately. And in these games, I kind of like to make them shorter because in these videos, I kind of just like to give an example of the game and how it works and how fun it is or whatever, just so you guys can go and pick it up yourself. My intention isn't for these videos to be 3 hours of Lost in the Deep gameplay, you know what I mean? So a lot of times I like to do that anyway. So let's go ahead and do it. We're going to place the Ace of Hearts at the right. Ace of Hearts. Ooh. Okay, there we are, and there we are. I'm realizing now the block tower is right in the way of my light. Dang it. Let's see if we can scoot it back. There we are, perfect. Okay, shuffle the deck, done. Write your first entry on your diary, copying from the script below. So I'm not going to be writing all these out. A lot of times with these systems, I actually like do costume stuff, and then I get in costume and I do like captain's log kind of things. I don't have a very good dwarf costume. I have a dwarven beard I thought about wearing, but I didn't have enough time to buy a costume for this video, just so you know. So I might see if I can put together something for an intro. You would have already seen that, but we'll see. So instead, we're just going to talk in like a dwarven voice, right? And I am going to take some notes here in my journal. I'm not going to be writing out every single entry though, but you could always feel free to play however you want. Okay, well, it starts with day 187, so I'm going to put that in there. Day 187, since we arrived at the kingdom under the mountain. Now what's our dwarven name? We need a good dwarven name. I'm going to whip out old Table Fables. This is one of the most useful books that you can get when it comes to solo RPGs. This has a huge variety of roll charts. Male names. There we are. This is a D100. We have our 2D10 right here. Our dwarven name is 2 Aiden. Ooh, I hate that. What about 20? Devon. Okay. Devon 69. Nice. Peter. No, let's do not 2 first names. That's so funny. Let's do a title. That's what it is. With a D12. That's a 7. Devon the Quill. Okay. Quill. Sweet. All right, we start again. I, Devon the Quill, am the last survivor of our bond. My companions have all fallen victim to the machinations of that ancient evil we unwittingly awakened in our foolish search for the secret treasure left behind by our ancestors. Now the evil in the shadows and its minions are behind me, ever near. I must find the stairs that will lead me out, but I have no idea where they are. I still have water and rations for a few days. Hopefully I can make it. All right, fair enough, huh? The days. I hope that accent's not too horrible. You know. We have Irish family, so hopefully it's not too bad. I'm just kind of impersonating them. You play in rounds, and each round represents a day inside the labyrinth halls of the kingdom under the Mother Mountain. You do the following each round. You roll a d6, you draw that many cards from the deck, putting them face down in order in front of you. Turn over the first one and consult the Dwarven Runes table to see what they mean. Each card represents an event, a vision, or an encounter. They may ask you to do something in the game or ask you about some detail of your journey. Repeat the procedure described above with each card you drew from the deck. After you've turned over and consulted the meaning of all the cards you drew, discard them, unless it says otherwise. Now, write an entry into your diary, taking into consideration all that happened to you during the day. The cards you drew. You begin following this model. Day 187 plus XX being the turn in play. Since we arrived at the kingdom under the mountain, I continue to wander the halls looking for a way out. Very cool. I like this little art down here. I like that a lot. Very cool. But this one also insane. It's just crazy insane. Very cool. Very thought-provoking. So now we have all the meanings of our cards. And these are like general. So hearts are the minds, diamonds are resources, clubs are memories and hope, spades are the evil in the shadows. But then if we turn the pages, it will go into more detail what each individual card excuse me, says or means on our adventure. And on our first day, I just put hopefully I can make it. I'm going to say some resources left. Okay, so now we're going to roll our d6 to see how many cards we're going to pull for this day. Into the box. That's 2. So of course we have the Ace of Hearts that we're starting with, and then also another card. So Let's go to the Ace of Hearts to see what the heck that means. Hearts, the minds. Here we are. Ace. Ooh, a lot of little text on. Oh, is it this whole paragraph is the Ace of Hearts? Okay. After wandering through the endless halls of the kingdom under the mountain, you finally find a set of stairs leading to an upper level. Pull a block from the tower and don't discard this card. Instead, put it to your side and place 10 coins on it. Cool, so that's what the D10 comes into play. We'll do that. D10. And let's pull our block from the tower. It looked like earlier. Yeah, there's one right here at the top that's like super easy to pull. I'm gonna put that right there. At the end of each day, after writing in your diary, roll a D6. On a result of 6, remove a coin from the card. Each coin that is removed means you found another set of stairs leading you closer and closer to the surface. If you ever remove all the coins from this card, that means you found the last set of stairs that will finally lead to your safety. Pull a block from the tower one last time. If the tower remains intact, you reach the surface and feel the warmth of the sun on your skin and the caress of the wind on your hair. You are safe. If the tower tumbles down, the light you saw coming from the surface was an illusion. You died, but your spirit went to the afterlife instead of being absorbed by the shadow. So like, you still live a little bit. Okay, that's good. So we have our way out now. And I said this before in Wretched and Alone games, it's always every turn you have to roll a D6 and you have to get a 6. And so you have to do that 10 times every turn. So, and making it through 10 turns in a Wretched and Alone game is tough, dude. So even having this way out, it's almost impossible to get there, like literally. So if it were me, I would say like 5 coins, 4 coins, something like that. If you want to play a quicker game, but we're just going to do the full 10. We're probably not going to make it out today, but we're just doing an example of play today anyway. So all is well. So day 188, found stairs, and we're going to flip over our other card. King of Diamonds. See what she has to say. Diamonds. The king. Kings are usually not good in these games, but let's see. A wall collapses and your hand gets stuck under tons of rocks and stones. You cannot move and the pain is unbearable. Without an alternative, you cut your own hand out and cauterize the wound with fire. What else will this nightmare take from you? Do not discard this card. Place it where you can see it. If this is the 4th king you've drawn from the deck, you've lost too much blood. So if we draw 4 kings, we're dead. Okay. Found stairs, lost hand. That's our, that's it. Let's see if there's anything else on here that's kind of inspirational to us. Horn, occasion, bleed. Of course, there's the word bleed on there. Of course there is. Fiction, forecast, cork, pair, dire. I don't know. It's just improv day 188. I was searching around here on day 188. It's Devin the Quill. I found a pair of stairs that actually leads up. Could be hope at the end of the tunnel. But before I reached the top of the stairs, a wall collapsed. I could no longer go back down. But the real issue is that now I'm writing with my left hand. I hope you can still read this. Because he's writing in his journal. When the wall collapsed, I lost my own hand. I had to cauterize the wound. Hopefully I don't get an infection. My handwriting is much worse now. We journey on. We must make it out of the Mother Mountain before the darkness finds us. What is this weird accent I'm doing? I don't even know. All right, moving on to day 189. How many cards are we going to draw? That's a 2 again. All right, a 1 and a 2. It might also be fun on the days to put what cards I drew. We do like an ace of heart, and then we do the king of diamonds. Put it in there. That's also kind of fun. All right, what do we get first? The Queen of Diamonds. Thank goodness it wasn't the king. We might be able to make it out of this alive. The Queen of Diamonds. A wound that you got from an early fight with some of the creatures inhabiting the halls of your people opened up again and is inflamed. You feel a lot of pain and are feverish. What does the fever make you see that is not there? Pull 2 blocks from the tower. Okay. It makes us see something. So this is whenever these other cards are going to come in handy. We've got this guy here. That's 1. And let's see if there's another one someplace. There's 1 right there. Very good. That's 2. And this is whenever these cards are going to come in handy because, like, what do you see that isn't actually there, right? We could look at these cards and we could see. We're going to write down wound opened. And next to it, I'm going to put Queen of Dice. That's a really bad. Next card, 3 of spades. All right, first spade we got. What does spades represent? Clubs, spades. The evil in the shadows. This is a 3. You are sure there are deeper shadows moving in the darkness. You can see them following you, stalking, ready to attack you when you least expect it. Describe them and pull a block from the tower. Shadows follow. All right, describe them and pull a block. Got it. Oh, every time I go to pull from this thing, there's one there. You see it? Very good. All right, that's our 2 days. So our wound opened and shadows follow. So day 189, Stephen the Quill. I hope you can read me handwriting. I'm still writing with my left hand. Wandering around today, I seen shadows. More and more of them. I think they know I'm the only one left. And they've decided that they're gonna taunt me. The shadows seem to be in forms of strange insect-looking cats. Weird creatures of chaos. A fight that I was in earlier. I got stabbed by a knife right in the ear, and my ears come off. It seems that the wound is reopened when I was moving around. Either way, I hope I'm not seeing things just because of this infection. There we go. And we use the cards on those. You see that? It's pretty sweet. Just moving them around while I'm talking, looking at the words and stuff. It's awesome. Insect-looking cats, huh? Shadows Fall. Can we do an insect-looking cat? Can we draw one? We could do like some ears, right? We got like a little cat and a little nose. I'm not an artist at all. Maybe it's got like an insect body, but like way too many legs. I don't know. All right, moving on. How many cards we drawn? Oh wait, we forgot last round. We didn't do it last round. So I'm gonna roll a d6 twice. If we get a 6, we find another staircase. I forgot, so for last round and for this round. We got a 6 and a 2. All right, sweet. So we get to go down to 9. We'll pretend that it happened this round so we can improv it in our words. All right, now, how many dice? How many cards? 2 cards. You see the gameplay loop, y'all? Pretty simple stuff. You know, draw the cards, do the thing. All right. King of Spades. We were just there. Oh, this is not good. It's a king, you guys. King of Spades. Whoa, look at this one. I love a good skull with a gem in its eye. Have you guys seen my channel logo? Yes, I love it. Look at this. Oh my, this is very, very good. All right. The evil in the shadows has found you. You see its shape in the shadows, a darkness deeper than the void. You cannot move. You feel the coldness of death taking over you. Can you gather the strength to flee? Do not discard this card. Place it where you can see it. If this is the 4th king you've drawn, your willpower isn't enough to escape the entity and it devours you. You feel more pain than you could ever imagine is possible. You don't know how it is doing it, but you're alive for as long as it enjoys making you suffer. What are your thoughts? Well, the game isn't over yet because it's not our 4th one, but that is our 2nd one, which is not good. Okay, flipping. Jack of Diamonds as well. Oh, what is it? Day 190. Okay. Jack of Diamonds. A strong wind that you cannot figure out its source prevents you from keeping your torch lit. Keep going with the sensation that something or someone is observing you from the shadow. Pull 2 blocks from the tower. All right. Oh, there's one way down here. Oh, it's kind of tight though. Can we get it? Yes, we got it. Very good. All right. No, and there's another one right there. There you go. Okay. Wind, torch. Okay, now we get to improv. What does this thing look like? On the king, right? We have this rat here in the center. Let's see. Wings? Snarl. Maybe it like snarls so loud that it actually has scared us. Because this king is about willpower, right? Okay. First we start, of course, with, I found another staircase that goes up. I took it as soon as I could. On my way up, there was a wind blowing down so strong. It must have been coming from some kind of large creature, a breath even. It scared me so hard at the top of the stairs, I fell down to my knees and I couldn't move. All I could think was a giant winged creature was going to come and take me away. But eventually, I finally got enough willpower to move out of that chasm and into another room where I now lie, writing in my journal, taking a deep breath. There are rats around. I might eat them. We're going to use the rat as love that. Okay, we made it another day. So, top of the round, let's roll to see if we find another staircase. That's a 5. We do not. Now let's roll to see. How many cards? 1. Okay, very good. Let's just flip it. Queen of Spades. The gameplay loop. We're doing it. Oh, that's clubs. I'm crazy. Wait, was that clubs? It is. Oh my goodness. In every single Wretched and Alone video, I've gotten clubs and spades. My goodness. Okay, wait. That's diamonds. Maybe I'm just tripping. That's clubs. I did spades right. Okay, I'm just paranoid. Everything is fine. Okay, Queen of Spades. Very good. My goodness. Let's put it nice and fat right here. I'm just paranoid. All right. You have no idea how you know this, but you are aware of how the evil in the shadows calls itself, its true name. What is it? Why shouldn't you say it out loud? Pull a block from the tower. Okay, there's a really easy one I found earlier right here. I'm just gonna pull that one. Nice. Okay, I want to take a name from here. We have 2 names on this card. First we have Asa. No, we have Rosalind. Oh, the evil Rosalind. Volodia or Garrett. Oh my god, Garrett the evil. Yes. You could do Volodia, right? That'd probably make more sense for an evil spirit named Volodia, but I just love Garrett. I love it. Day 191. I'm continuing to wander around this strange cavern in the darkness, the Mother Mountain. Now I don't know how I know this, but it seems this evil spirit, his true name, his horrible true name that I've somehow learned. It is the worst name that I've ever heard. He calls himself Garrett. Sick. Sorry to all the Garrett homies out there. Oh my goodness. Okay, day 192. Oops, let's roll to... Okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, do we find a staircase? What is that? Can't see it. That's a 4. We do not. Okay, how many cards we roll in? We pull in 6. Oh, we get the 6 when we don't need it, right? Okay, this is 6 cards. This could be our demise. Just saying. All right, let's pull it. 2 of hearts. You see cracks in the walls and floors as you walk by, and you can hear new cracks forming with every step you take. How does it feel to know the very place you walk upon can fall down and crush you to death? Oh, collapse. Next card. 3 of hearts. Well, okay. As you crossed a bridge over a great chasm of which you can't even see the bottom, the bridge collapsed and you barely made it to the other side. What did you let fall into the chasm? Oh no. Pull a block from the tower. Okay, I wrote down lost something. I think the whole bottom section is... Nope, there's one. The last one of the bottom section. Here we are. Okay, next card. 6 of clubs. It is actually clubs, y'all. It is actually clubs. Don't judge me. Memories and hope. How did one of your companions sacrifice themselves to save you? And how did that make you feel? Maybe we lost... Oh, we don't have any more companions. We're alone, right? That would have made it too easy. Lost companion memory. Here we go. Queen of Hearts. Wait a minute now. Didn't we already do Queen of Hearts? Am I crazy? Did we already? We did Queen of Spades. I don't know. Let's go read it. Oh, we did Queen of Diamond though. We're almost through all the queens. Queen of Diamonds. As you enter into a room that has no exit, the door behind you closes suddenly, preventing you from getting out. You spend a few hours figuring out how to open the door and escape. What did you have to do? Pull a block from the tower. It's getting real sketch, y'all. It's getting real sketch over here. This tower is, ooh, there's one. It's getting real sketch. Right there. There we have it. Very good. Okay. Queen of Hearts. Lockpick door. Lost. We're losing all kinds of somethings today. Yes, we are. What did we lose? What is that? Is that a shell? That is a shell. That doesn't work for us. We lost something else down the bridge as well. On the 3 of Hearts. Brain. We lost our brain. No, that doesn't work. Okay, I'm just gonna flip the next card. 2 of club. 2s are usually pretty easy, so hopefully this doesn't kill us. Memories and hope. 2 of club. You find a great and beautiful mosaic telling the mythical story of the first dwarves. How were they created? There's a baby on this. Can you believe that? What are the odds of that? That's crazy. Dwarven creation, huh? 5 of diamond. The last card. Thank goodness. No death today. Whoa, look at this art. I can't believe I'm just now seeing this. That's crazy. They're pretty good, y'all. They're pretty dang good. All right. 5 of diamond. You pass through a portion of the mines that have been covered by strange and malignant fungi. Their spores fill the air and you start to feel weaker and hopeless. What were your thoughts when that happened? Pull a block from the tower. My goodness. What a day we're having. Oh no, not that one. I don't want to pull that one. That one looks... we have to. We already started. Okay. All right. Okay. You see how tall this thing is now? It's not good. It's not good is all I'm saying. Okay. Let's see here. Quick little improv. Day 192. It's me, Devin the Quill, writing in again. Wait, this is only 5. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna pull another one. Whoopsie. 7 of hearts. There's an octopi on there. 7 of hearts. The corridor behind you collapsed and you cannot turn back anymore. Something tells you it was not an accident. Pull a block from the tower. No! Aha! We got one. I threw it across the room. I wasn't holding on to it tight enough. Let's go. Let's grab it. Okay, there we have it. Day 192. Devin the Quill, writing in again. I know that Garrett is out there somewhere. He must be following me. I know that because there was a collapse behind me and I know it wasn't intentional. I think Garrett was trying to take me out, but I was too fast. Even though I can't hear out of my left ear because I lost it a while ago, if you remember in the journal, I can still hear him out there. Wandering through, there was a large room. It was full of fungi. It lit up the room, and I wanted to stay there in the light. For when I got there, I seen on the wall there was a whole depiction of the birthing of dwarves, and how they were magically created through the gods. There was an octopus that was giving birth to babies through brains, and it was magical. Maybe that wasn't actually what it was, because I eventually found that the fungi were poisoning me, so I couldn't stay in the light for too long, and continued to read it. As I was leaving that room, I went across the bridge, and the bridge collapsed almost as I made it to the edge. I dropped one of my torches down, and the torch went on forever. How deep is the Mother Mountain? That's the question. I went into a room and got stuck. Had to figure out how to lockpick with one hand. Oh, it was not easy, but I did make it out. But I lost me lockpicks in the process. Signing off. Day 192. So I think, like 100% I'm doing this like a little bit more casual, right? I've done Wretched Alone systems before where I went like super hard and super intense on them. And we're doing this a little bit more casual because I want to show that these Wretched Alone games can be a little bit more casual. Just a little bit more brain, kind of like fun to... It's fun to put yourself in these worlds. I think that's the important. With how easy and simple these systems can be, it's really fun to put yourself in these worlds. Like this Lord of the Rings world where you're trying to get out of this mountain. It's very fun. So I hope you like this more casual approach to what I'm doing. If you do, let me know for sure. And hey, we're at the middle of this video, I think, or towards the end. I want to remind you, YouTube Jibber Jabber, write and use link in description if you want to help support the show. And thanks again to Exalted Funeral. All right? Okay, let's continue. All right, we have 2 kings, 9 staircases left. Let's roll to see. Do we find a staircase? 5. No, we don't. How many cards are we drawing today? 4. Okay. A 1, 2, a 3, and a 4. Day 193 is where we're at. So We've almost survived 6 days so far. That's pretty good. All right. Potentially, you could survive 52 days because there's 52 cards in a deck, right? If you get a 1 for every single day, you could maybe survive 52 days. All right. Let's draw. We got an 8 of clubs. I definitely want to do a little bit more exploring in here just to read a couple more prompts, but I do not want to read every single prompt because I want to allow you to have some mystery whenever you play this yourself. But I also do kind of think that no matter what I draw, my interpretations of the prompts could be completely different to whatever yours are, whatever situation you're in. Again, I'm keeping it casual, but you could absolutely write out so much more in your journal for every single day that you do, and you could develop something really, really cool, a really fun story, right? Absolutely. All right, 8 of clubs. We found a helmet that was once worn by the king under the Mother Mountain. For some reason, you decide to wear it. How does it make you feel connected to your ancestors? Here I am, I found a helmet. It's got all dwarven runes with it. I don't know what they say, but it makes me feel connected. One arm, one ear, walking around with a helmet on. Come on, Garrett, you son of a bitch. That's so funny. All right, flipping the next card. Oh, I'm gonna put helmet. And then I actually kind of want to draw like a helmet in my journal. We're gonna do like one of those nose ones that come down like this, you know? And then we got like the eye holes and they come around like that. That's way too wide of a circle, but it's fine. And then I want him to have a crazy beard. So we're actually gonna do like this, you know, some scribbles. And then we've got the bottom of his nose just underneath that. Might not make sense yet, but watch. We put a mouth on there. It's honestly kind of hard to read. I'm gonna fill in the sides of the helmet. Oh, he feels good. There he is. It's kind of small. Here, let me show you. I'm trying to learn how to draw, you guys. I don't know how, but there's my little dwarven guy with his helmet on now. I'm trying to learn. All right, helmet. Now we also have the 8 of clubs, or we just did clubs. We're doing spades now. Fine. I did get it messed up. Don't talk about it. Okay, the 8. Tendrils of shadow are forming at the corners of your vision, grasping for you. You can't let your torch go out, or it will certainly strangle you. How do you make sure you're always within the light? Pull a block from the tower. Well, the fun bit of us finding a helmet and being all lighthearted for a second is over. Because now we have to pull a block from the tower. I was very quiet when I did that. Okay, but we did it. All right, tendrils. The third card is the Jack of Spades. No matter how far you go from it or how fast you run, you know the evil in the shadows is always near, watching your every move. What does it want? Why won't it let you escape? Pull a block from the tower. Damn it, Garrett! What do you want? Leave me alone! Here we go, we got this one right here. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. All right, we're doing pretty good. We're just stacking up this tower, y'all. Garrett is upset. That's what All right, now we have this. A light bulb. Interesting. The Queen of Clubs. Queens are not good. You wander into a burial site of the kings of your people and spend the rest of the day going through the records and treasures buried with them. Who were they? How did they die? Pull a block from the top. Dang it. We don't have very many blocks left that we can pull. Oop, there's one. Sick. Day 193. I, Devin the Quill, were wandering through, and I found an old burial site of old kings and what have ye. And I found a helmet. I put it on, and I screamed into the night at Garrett to leave me alone, for that bastard is just obsessed with me, isn't he? I swear. But I feel connected to my ancestors wearing this old helmet. I don't know why, but it helps. Maybe it's all the blood that I'm losing out of me ear and me arm, but I'm feeling good. We're happy here in the dark with me helmet. The monster's name isn't even actually Garrett. It's just like a memory that Devin has about some like high school rival he had named Garrett. He's just going insane. That's it. That's literally what is happening. Okay, let's do one more round here. What do we got? Do we find an exit? Oops, in the box, please. That's a 3. No exit. We're doing how many cards? 6 cards. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. First one, 10 of hearts. Can I get some damn it Garretts in the comments, please? And if you guys are named, anyone you named Garrett, let me know. You keep hearing steps coming near you, but you cannot see anyone or anything. You know there is something near. What is it? It's fucking Garrett! Devin's going insane. Pull a block from the tower. Okay. Ooh, there's one right here at the top, huh? There we are. Very good. All right, next is the Ace. Oh, is this good or bad? Ace of Clubs. Ace of Clubs. After roaming through empty halls, you find a shrine of the Mother Mountain, the goddess of all dwarves. There you find a holy symbol that fills you with hope and strength. How has the shrine resisted the influences of the evil shadows? What does the holy symbol look like? Do not discard this card. Place it where you can see it. Now every time you are told to pull a block from the tower, you can roll a d6. If you get a 6, you don't need to. Ooh, safety net, you guys. Very good. All right, next, 6 of hearts. At the corners of your vision, you see passages and doors. When you look to turn to see them, they are not there. Is your mind playing tricks on you? Yes. Are these doors and passages really disappearing due to the influences of the evil shadow? Turns out there's not even a shadow. Garrett's fucking Devin's just going insane. Okay, 6, done. Gotcha. What's next? The king. Oh no, the king of club. King of clubs. As you pass by a great hall filled with the remains of hundreds of dwarven soldiers, they begin to rise. Undead surround you, with their eyes glowing bright red. How did you escape? If this is the end, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna put that with the other ones right there. We've got all three of those. Jack of clubs. You find the bodies of some of your companions who were ambushed by the minions of the evil in the shadows, and decide to give them a proper burial. Do you say anything as you bury them? I think it'd be really cool if we're burying our companions and then they come to life out of the grave as we're saying words to them. Like, maybe we feel like with this new magic helmet that we're wearing, we have just cast magic on our companion, and all of them rise from the earth. So then this king that we also got, they also begin to rise from the earth. 100 dwarves, they begin to rise. The undead surround you with their eyes glowing bright red. How did we escape? That's what it says in here. We escaped because we're the ones that brought them to life. So now we're controlling an undead army, and Devin is like, I'm coming for your ass. The Devin's like, I've got all my dwarven people. Maybe they're not actually there. Devin's just insane. So that's actually what we're gonna say. So he like does some kind of like runic incantation that he read on a wall previously that brings them all back to life. Yeah. Oh no, it's the King of Hearts. So right after we raise his undead army, hearts, the minds, the king, here we go. Tired and afraid, you trigger an ancient trap left behind by your ancestors. You are wounded, but nothing that will prevent you from keep going. What was the trap and how badly were you hurt? But do not discard this trap. This is the fourth king you have drawn from the deck. The trap was poisoned and you die after a few hours wandering the ruined halls of your people and being haunted by the evil in the shadows. What did it make you see? The game is over. As we die, we're poisoned out. I think all of our dwarven people that we've raised from the dead carry us like crowd surfing style over to like some chair of bones that they have built, and then the undead people all like say a chant towards Devin, but then in the end they say, your name is now Garrett, and his eyes glow red. So it turns out that Devin was the Garrett all along. That's how I'm gonna end my story. Hey, heck yeah. Okay, everybody. I don't want to knock this down yet. I want to do a quick picture for Discords and stuff. Hey, if you guys want to join the Discord, we have a really cool section in the Discord. It's called Table POV, where you take a picture once you're done with your game and you share it with everybody, because it's kind of fun to see that kind of stuff. We also have a section for journals and stuff, you know, just sharing for TTRPG solo community stuff, so... Alright, but now for fun, let's knock down the tower, as we always do at the end of these games. Here we go. Ready? Everybody? Oh! There it is. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. A big shout out to Exalted Funeral once again for sending this over my way. I had a lot of fun with this. If you want to get lost in the deep for yourself, make sure to use the link down in the description. You can pick it up over there on Exalted Funeral's website to get the physical zine copy. You might also be able to get it on drive-thru. If you can, just the PDF. I'll link it, of course, below. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see me play anything crazy or anything else like that, please make sure to let me know in the comments. You can join the Discord, do all kinds of fun stuff. Honestly, I just want to know your opinion of our story today. And if you've ever played this yourself, let me know what your thoughts of it were in comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take a seat on the couch and roll initiative, at least until you find yourself bringing undead to life in a mountain yourself. I have been Turk from the Grouch Couch. Roll on that, weirdos, and I'll see you next time. Toodaloo! Yeah.
Just like, share, and subscribe. Just like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, like, share, like, share, subscribe.